and then you burst
because
into
I'm thinking,
a random ass
oh, 56 yards. How does it do it? Down the sideline. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Pizza time.
Here we go. Episode 75 of A Pizza My Life. We are back. It is November. We're back, dude. We might be only doing monthly episodes, but we're back, man. We can't commit to weekly episodes, but you know what? We're here when we're here. I'm Pizza Eric.
It's a fact. We are here when we're here.
Back with Sean Sauce and our holiday usual Thanksgiving episode. We have to have Sean's brother, you know him as Sausage Seth.
Howdy.
I thought you just weren't going to say anything.
Third appearance on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Third time's the charm.
Every Thanksgiving.
Every Thanksgiving. I think last year was a little bit closer. It was right after Thanksgiving.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought they've always been before.
I thought it was the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Possibly. Go back and listen. Go back and check it out. It's a good episode.
That might be. Maybe we recorded the day before and then released it the next week.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
I'm surprised you don't remember.
You know what? I'm losing it.
Yeah, I would say you're the historian.
I'm losing my memories on as we get deeper into it.
That happens.
But hey, all good. All good. But we're back. Missed a few weeks because I went on just a small little trip to the West Coast, which was a lot of fun, but obviously interrupted doing the podcast. All good.
I would say that's not the only reason that we missed. I mean, we were missed before that.
Well, I mean, you know, when you're going on a trip, you're just like busy before the trip.
How you said this? How long does it take you to pack?
Oh, I mean, a couple hours.
I will
Probably
pack
less. I packed the night before.
I'll pack 30 minutes before.
Day of.
Yeah.
Day up. No, for a 9-day trip.
Yeah.
For a 9-day trip, I'm packing the night before.
Yeah, you might have me on that.
A weekend trip? Yeah, I'm packing that morning.
I'm
sure.
saying even like 5 to 7 days, I'll probably just pack day of. Anything more than that?
A longer trip, I guess maybe, but I'm trying to think when I went on like a 2-week trip, I'm pretty sure I packed the night before. I like maybe got like some of the critical stuff. Like I got to make sure I have, you know, a cell phone charger and like this. But like
What's
clothes.
this?
Yeah, what's this? The podcast?
The podcast. No, I was thinking like toothbrush, but even that, like you can easily get that there. So I'm trying to think of what else I would have been like critical. Like I have to have.
I don't want to
this.
like. You're saying you possibly don't have your toothbrush? You don't pack a toothbrush because you were planning to buy one? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying like
psycho move.
There's certain things that's like I need to make sure I bring this, and there's other things
Yeah.
that's like, well, if I forgot that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Clothes, I'm not going to forget.
I mean, anything, if you forget it, it's not a big deal. As
Well,
long as
true.
you have like your wallet and your phone, like your
Passport.
okay.
Gotta make sure you got that passport if you're
yeah.
going overseas.
Yeah, you definitely need that. But you know,
I lost mine.
but yeah, you lost your passport.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I moved twice in the past year, so I lost it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that figured out?
No.
Well, so that's kind of the thing, right? Me and Seth here, we need to get our passports because we're about a year away.
Yep.
Coming up on it on the big Sean Sauce wedding. You were marrying
True.
that girl you met on Tinder?
Yeah, that girl I met on Tinder.
Yeah,
Her name's
okay.
Heather.
From
Been
school.
on here before.
From every school.
From every school.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be your first time out of the country? Or you've been to Canada?
I've been to Canada.
Okay.
I've been to Big C.
First
up
time
top.
south of the border.
Yeah.
Nice. You excited?
Super excited. Hyped. I've been telling everybody. I'm like, going to Mexico next year. It's kind
Hell
of
yeah.
crazy. Kind of crazy.
So going back to your trip you did solo.
Yeah, I did a solo trip. I kind of planned it out to just kind of do this solo trip. It started with because Outside Lands, which is like this music festival, they announced this lineup that I just really liked. I liked the bands going to it. I was just like, I really liked it. And there was also another kind of unique thing that they were doing this year specifically was that the event was going to be over Halloween weekend.
Which is kind of dope.
Which is like it's a unique thing. Normally they do this festival in August. Like next year they're back to doing it in August, but they moved it to Halloween this year because of the pandemic, because of all that yada yada. So it was like just another kind of interesting thing. And you know, I had to kind of commit to tickets, you know, months ago, like back in like March, and I just didn't think I could, you know, message a friend like that day and be like, hey, spend $400 right now for these tickets.
So is that what it was? 'Cause I was
and
going to
to
ask you if you asked anyone. Was it basically like the tickets were coming out, you had like a day notice, and you're like, well, I want to go. I don't know if anyone else will go. I'm going to buy a ticket and then go from there.
I was like, I'm going to buy a ticket if I go alone, I'm 100% fine with that. I'm not worried about
Were you
it.
reaching out to people to try and go?
No, not really.
All right, so you just were like, I'm buying a ticket, I'm going by myself.
Yes.
Unless someone basically says, hey, I'm going to this concert too, and then you're like, cool, we
Yeah.
can like hang out.
Yeah, or if like they see it and they're like super interested in going, I would have been like, you
Yeah.
should buy a ticket and go, like
Yeah.
figure it out. People are selling tickets, like up until the event because
For way more money, I'm guessing.
yeah, for more money usually, but yeah, that was the start of it. Was just like I want to go to this music festival because like after the pandemic, after the whole lockdown thing, I wanted like a music festival was one of those things where I was like, I have not really done that, and
You're back.
like I'm kind of antsy. I want to like do shit now,
Did you usually go to lots of concerts before?
No, but it was like another thing that like just right before the pandemic that I was starting to go to more concerts and stuff. I was going to more shows.
So you're a festival guy.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gone to one since the pandemic?
Not
Right?
a festival, no.
No.
There hasn't been a lot of them.
I'm not a big festival person. I feel like there's too much going on. You got to commit a whole day there.
It is an event. It is like a big like. It's not necessarily that you have to commit like the whole day to it. But I mean, otherwise,
I feel like
if
for
you
the price of the
don't,
tickets,
like
yeah.
you're kind of wasting your ticket.
That's not necessarily true.
But isn't it like also this is what I always didn't fully like about festivals is like you have multiple stages. I know that like
Yeah.
it's not the same, but you can hear. I'm assuming even when you're over there, you can hear other things going.
No, it's spaced out where like you really. You're not like clogged noise wise.
And you usually have the speakers pointed in different directions. They want to be like speaker here, so they're clashing. And you'd usually be like, perpendicular.
Yeah.
But also, it's so fucking loud, so you only hear what's playing.
I get the loud part. I'm also
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna be a person. I'm not gonna have a Travis Scott situation and try to get like closer to the stage there. I think
that's-
I'd be
that's
like
not the
farther
move.
away.
That's not the move.
But I feel like if you're
Dude.
farther away, can't you hear more of the other the other bands going?
No, I think even if you're far away,
It's only still the one that you're at.
yeah,
Yeah.
because just the way they set it up, they've got it all kind of figured out.
Also, if I
No, go
was gonna
ahead.
say, if you see like 3 or 4 acts, you're usually getting your tickets worth. So like,
True. I
'cause
mean, you're seeing multiple. Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers just put their tickets up for sale, and it's like $300 a ticket. And usually festivals are around $300. So if you see 1, 2, or 3, or 4 people, you already made your money back
How
on
long are the
tickets.
sets of these people?
They're usually about an hour, and then like
Well,
the
headliners-
the headliners will probably play for an hour and a half.
Okay, so it's also a little bit less than a concert, right?
No,
concerts are
concerts-
usually like 2 hours, 3 hours.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Concerts I've been to, I feel like have at least been like
concerts
2
are 3 hours, but almost always, the main part of the concert. So if you're going to see Red Hot Chili Peppers, they might have somebody opening up. The Red Hot Chili Peppers will do about a 90-minute set.
Okay, fair enough.
That's pretty much
Fair
how it
enough.
always is.
yeah. So I mean, maybe you're losing like 10, 15 minutes of their
Maybe.
set for this like condensed set list here for the festival. But that was another reason why I was looking at it. Like, all right, I'm spending like $300, but I'm seeing like 5, 6 acts that I want to see. Like, it is very much easily, especially someone like Tame Impala, they're going to play Little Caesars Arena, and the tickets to that are going to be $100 alone, just for one.
Well, that and the acoustics in arenas fucking suck. So concerts at arenas suck unless you have general admission on the floor. So you're paying $200 to see them from the stands, and it sounds like shit. But if you go to a music festival, you get to see it right in front of it. So even if you're not super close, the sound quality is way better, and the energy is better.
Yeah.
The energy I get, I feel like the sound quality. I mean, like in an arena, like you're still, depending, you have a better angle than if you can't see it. You still got the screens and stuff right there. I feel like if you're out in an open field, it's sort of like, all right, like where's the sound going?
It's the acoustics of the arena. It usually gets all muffled. Like Joe Louis wasn't actually that bad. LCA sucks for concerts if you're
I've
high
had
up.
no issue at either LCA.
LCA
Any of the
sucks.
LCA concerts I've been to.
Then you don't appreciate sound quality because LCA sucks.
Yeah.
Usually the smaller, like the Fox Theater sucks. Fillmore's good. El Club's good. Majestic's
Is that
good.
Club?
Yeah, Majestic.
El Club. That's how it's pronounced in Spanish.
Club.
Not El
Yeah.
Club.
I thought you were just trying to sound fancy.
No,
El Club.
It's called El Club.
El Club.
Either way, the smaller venues or the ones that are just like it's not tiered have better sound quality typically.
So call me a square. I like an assigned seat. I like to know where I can, if I need to sit down.
I do not. Yeah,
need to do
when
something,
you
I
go
like
to
to
like
know, like, I'm
Masonic
sitting right
Temple and
here.
it's just like lower level, and you just walk in and have to like find a seat.
Yeah.
That sucks sometimes.
I like knowing that if
I
like
like
in
knowing
between
where I'm
songs
sitting.
I can sit down. I have my people right here. I don't want to be sitting in a mosh pit of just people pushing and shoving.
Well, I
Fuck
mean, if you're
that.
standing,
You ain't about
then
that
it's
life.
Seth, I'm too old to be about that life. I'm not trying to go there and get into fights because someone's like pushing up on me.
I've never been in a fight, and I've gone to probably around 100 concerts.
I feel like you're not the type to be. You're not the fighting type. Some people get in those crowds and they are like kind of in that fighting type. Like
some of those concerts are like set up of like, hey, there's a video on Reddit. I saw this dude like walks up and he like slams a guy and then he gets up and someone just sucker punches him and he's on the ground and they all just keep lifting each other up and punching.
Point being though, you can go to those concerts and not get in fights. I go to General Admission concerts all the time and haven't been in a fight.
I've been in seat.
Yeah, whatever.
Assigned seats are good. Friday night at the music festival I was at, first off, like I got way closer to the stage than I wanted to.
Mistake.
So
you a little nervous?
I didn't get a little nervous, but it was weird standing there because what happened was there was 3 bands in a row on the main stage that I wanted to see that I was like, I'm in. It was Krungbin, Glass Animals, and then the Strokes. So just 3 in a row. And I'm looking at the schedule like, all right, this starts at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be literally standing in this area from 5 to 10 p.m.
That's a lot
just
of
5 straight hours.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sitting. I'm not chilling. I'm like, let me try to get like close to the stage. Let's see what happens here. So I start off like, I'm like, all right for Krungbin. And then after they finish playing, a bunch of people head out and the crowd just kind of pushes you closer. And then it's like, all right, I'm looking good for Glass Animals. And I don't need to go to the bathroom. I don't need to get food. Like I'm set.
How do you not go to the
I'm
bathroom
content.
for 5 hours?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Are you sure you didn't pee yourself?
No, I did not. But after Glass Animals, more people like head out, and then like it's this like shuffle of where people are kind of pushing you, and you just kind of have to kind of go with the flow of the crowd. I ended up maybe like 10 people away from the rail of like to see the Strokes, and it's weird because you're nuts to butts with everybody.
Yeah,
like. Everybody, there's no room. Like you're standing there just like with your arms up like this because it's like I don't even have room to put my arms at my side.
Yeah, they say put your hands up and you're like, if I put my hands up, they're not coming back down.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a girl, I definitely would not want to do that because I feel like that's just like that's just up close for a sexual assault.
Oh, there's lots of creeps there.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to be a creep.
No, you don't want to be a creep.
But you're also standing there like, man, if I have a heart attack, I'm just done. There's no way a medic's getting
you
to me.
You gotta really bet on your health. You gotta really bet on your health.
Yeah, you got to be like, all right, hey, body, we're getting through this.
And usually at a festival, you're not in your best health because it's just binge drinking and heat all day.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I had a similar experience at Coachella where there was 4 or 5 acts all on the same stage, like in a row. So I'm like, I'm just going to camp out here.
Yeah, I'm good.
But the issue that I had is I had to shit so goddamn bad. But the last act of the night was Kid Cudi, and I'm like, I'm not moving.
You're not missing that.
So it started.
I will shit my pants.
Dude, no.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, that could give you some room, maybe.
Hold on. No. Yeah, it would.
It is.
But
or they just say, fuck it, like, then you just have poop all, like, squished on you.
No. It went like, it was the same situation where, like, it was, I think, Jane Smith first, and then Juice WRLD, and then Wiz Khalifa, and then Kid Cudi. And each time, the act ended, people would kind of shuffle around. And
you get that shuffle, and it's almost like a river of people that you just like kind of get caught in, like moving along.
Dude, and like the crowd was so big too because that was one of the more popular performances that night. And like halfway through Wiz Khalifa's set, I'm like, I can barely even stand straight. I have to shit so bad. But I'm like, I won't find my way back to my friends or this close, and it's Kid Cudi. That's the reason I even fucking came to this.
Search that they're like not even enjoying it the whole time. Just like
I was gonna say when he came on, that was probably the most awesome experience I had, but also the fucking worst experience I had at the same time because oh my god, I won't even go into detail, but I didn't shit myself for the record, but
that's good. We can put
God,
it out
I could have. I wish I had Depends.
So that's the other thing. So you going solo, I feel like if I wasn't there with if you're there with people, it's a little bit different because you can kind of almost like dance and like have a good time.
Yeah, you can find your friends and kind of like
But I feel like if I went solo, I feel like I'd have to just be like fucked up to have a good time. Otherwise, it just would be like, this is like so odd. Like if I'm sitting there and like I'm trying to dance and like there's just like these other people next to me, I feel like I just feel like so weird.
That's all in your head.
Yeah, you gotta be social. You gotta make some friends, and when
everyone's kind of moving out every time,
everyone's just like right next to each other like this, and it's easy to be like, hey, nice to meet you.
You shack up real quickly with the people next to you. And
when people put up their arms, you ever just want to give them a little tickle under the armpit? Just like, hey, buddy.
Hey, cutie. But no, so I got like way close, but there was like a couple guys that were just annoying the crap out of me. And there was a guy next to me who literally got in 2 fights. And his girlfriend was there, and she's like, people he's like fighting, and it's like, oh, bitch, he gets into fights. He's the fighting
Was he starting him, or is he like...
The people he was fighting it was very very reasonable that he was fighting them, because the one kid that he was fighting like just had the most punchable face and an afro, and I just like I was ready to punch him.
Watch yourself here.
Yeah,
Canceled.
Yeah,
not canceled. He was white. That was either way.
Jufro.
Yeah, Jufro.
Yeah, it was a Jufro. Either way. And then there's like another guy who just like he had like his costume was just annoying, so it was just like you shouldn't be this close. And he was super fucked up too, so it was like this guy too, man.
Your rationale for some of this is just a little like this guy had a bad costume.
I mean, dude, when you're like packed in tight and there's one guy with like a costume that's just putting out like extra heat and it's just annoying and it's like in your face.
Kind of smart though. If you like
fuck
show up in a
that.
sumo suit, it's like that's bad for you because like you might overheat. But at the same time, you get some like room
You
around
get some space, yeah.
Not really, dude. They'll just creep up on you and your sumo costume will just become a stick.
Yeah, and then your costume's just all up in your face.
And then you're still
terrible.
hot.
Yeah, it's maybe not the best.
It's the worst idea.
But that was the fun part of the festival too, was because people dressed up and they there's some good costumes in there, and so that was fun.
You went to some other spots too. How did you feel traveling like by yourself? Did you ever feel like you had to like really like I got to do something at all parts of the day, otherwise like what am I doing? Like there's no chill time?
There was some like everything is like like you're self pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just sitting here, like I'm wasting time, but it's all like in my definition, it's what do I want to do? Like I'm not on anyone else's schedule of what do I need to do. So like Saturday when I was in San Francisco, I'd spent the morning sitting in the hotel watching the Michigan game, Michigan State, because I mean it started at 9 a.m.
That's true. That's
in San Francisco.
Kind of the good thing I guess about.
So I'm like, all right, this game's gonna be over by 12. Like if I don't get out there until 12, then
not a big deal.
Then that's all right.
Which you could not do if you could not always do if you travel with somebody.
No,
yeah,
you're right.
I know I would not be allowed to watch the football game if we were on vacation.
Yeah, like and I mean it kind of depends on like the like sporting event. Like if it was just Michigan versus whoever, I would have been like, skip
I don't
it.
care, yeah.
Michigan versus Michigan State though. All right, I'm gonna sit here and watch it, and I'll spend my morning doing that. And I wasn't going to the festival that day, so I had like pretty much the whole day to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever done this move, but when you're like ordering like an Uber or a Lyft, and it's like, it's gonna take 20 minutes for it to get to you. And so you like set it like a little bit further away so that you can like spend some time walking to that point. Maybe you save $1 on the trip, whatever. But it's at least you're not just standing there waiting. You know what I mean? You ever do that?
So when I did solo, I was in Europe and I did not use a Uber or taxi because
Totally understandable.
I just was afraid that I was gonna get like robbed.
Mom.
Yeah, all because of my mom. Probably just all that propaganda.
Fair enough.
Into my head.
Yeah.
So I just walked everywhere. So yeah, it would just be like I think I honestly lost 20 pounds that trip because I had like one meal a day and I walked the entire day.
Yeah, when you're solo traveling, it's just I'll eat whenever I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And you find out I'm not hungry a lot.
No. So I agree that like going by yourself, it's nice that you don't have to worry about anyone else's plans. But then I feel like maybe more at night when it's like you want to do something, but you're like, I don't know, like,
yeah,
I don't really know what I want to do. Yeah, I feel like sometimes you're just like, I'm gonna go sit at a bar and then hopefully like start talking to people and like figure something out.
Yeah, like it's like, is that worth it to do it at 11 o'clock at night? Like, do I need to go out and find some stuff? The first day or two that I was out there was a little bit more. I was a little uneasy. Just kind of
you gotta get used to it a little bit.
Figuring stuff out. Like, what am I fucking doing?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking on the other side of the country, just randomly.
There's definitely like that weird realization for a second. You're like, what am I?
Yeah,
what
you're like, was this?
Into?
Yeah, what did I do here? But after Saturday, because Saturday was the day I just kind of went around and explored San Francisco. After that day, I was like, this is a good time. I'm like into it now.
Yeah.
I'm rejuvenated. Like I know what's up. I know what this is now. And but the reason I mentioned the Uber and Lyft thing was because I said it. It was like it's going to take like 20 minutes to get there. And I was like, all right, well, like I don't want to just stand in front of the hotel. Like let me set this for like 3-4 blocks away. I'll walk that way. Time-wise, it should work out perfectly. And so I crossed the street from my hotel. All of a sudden, I look at the app. 5 minutes to the Uber.
Oh fuck!
And now it's like
sprint.
And now it's like, all right, shit, I got to get there. I got to move like 3 blocks like pretty quick here because I don't want to miss this lift.
Yeah.
I've already, because that's going to cost money to cancel it. If you don't know San Francisco, some streets are kind of vertical.
Oh, you're going uphill?
All of a sudden, I'm like trying to jog uphill, like steep fucking streets.
Getting the Uber
and
just sweaty as fuck.
Dude, I got in that lift, and you have to mask up and everything, and I'm in there breathing heavy. Like, I'm just in the back seat trying to be chill, because I'm a chill, cool guy, but I'm in the back just huffing.
Sir, I'm dying. Get me to a hospital.
And I'm like, dude, just get me to that curvy ass street, man.
Yeah.
And he took me to the curvy ass street, and he was like, all right, get out.
You were just going to another street? You weren't like going to like
well,
because
I wanted to see. So I went to the curvy S street that's in San Francisco, the S street, and I wasn't gonna like be like, hey, Lyft driver, can you like just drive me down? I wasn't gonna do that. So he just dropped me off, and he was like, yeah, see you later. Because he wasn't one of like those friendly drivers,
no,
and I was already like out of breath,
yeah.
so I wasn't like able to make a conversation. But I hopped out. I walked down the curvy street.
So you get to the end of it, you order another Lyft, and it's the same guy. He goes, oh, you again?
Yeah. And then from there, you can walk to this like pier section of San Francisco, which was really cool. I liked a lot. But there, I did like a ferry tour of the bay, and then I did like the pier area is really cool because there's a ton of shops and stores there. So that was really nice. And then I hopped on a bus tour. So like time wise, like everything worked out really well because like the ferry tour I did, it was like, hey, this is the last 90-minute ferry tour of the day, and I was like, that's happening in 15 minutes. Guess I'm hopping on that.
Yeah.
And then the bus tour was like the last bus tour of the day. And then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking do that too.
I feel like the walk around and exploring and then doing a tour is definitely like always the good thing. Because like tours too, you can like meet people.
Yeah.
And it's obviously people who I assume aren't from that area.
Yeah.
So then it's like, all right, it's like, hey, you're like a tourist here now too. And like, depending, like, again, I think in Europe is a little bit different because like being a solo Europe traveler, if you see anyone from an English like speaking country, you latch onto them. Every tour I went to, you just somehow like naturally go towards someone who's either from England, Australia, the US, and then you just like talk to them the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I talk to other people too, but it's like
fair.
it's so easy. Like once you find like someone who's from an English speaking country, it's just so much easier.
Well, there's people that are not from English-speaking countries that speak English.
Yes.
I think they're fun. I think they're more fun to interact with.
I've hung out with all those too. I'm saying,
open your mind, Sean.
By yourself, though, it was just a natural, like, if you see someone, like, if I saw someone from England, it just somehow always was just easier to being like, oh, hey, man, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're from England. It's like your cultures are more similar.
Did you find that people that you met from a different country were a fan of you from being from America, or were not a fan?
I don't think they knew until I started speaking, so it wasn't like a issue.
Oh,
I love telling people. I was like, man, I'm actually from Detroit.
What do they say to that?
People were surprised.
Like, dude,
they were like, well, that's kind of far
away.
What gang
are
are
you in?
They were like, what's
Well, every time we had a hockey tournament that was out of state, we'd be like, oh, where are you from? Like to other teams, like in the elevator at the hotels or whatever. We'd say like Livonia. Where's that? Like 20 minutes outside of Detroit. Oh. It's like,
Seth, that was also when Detroit was like in a much worse spot too.
But Livonia, I mean, whatever.
I'm just saying that was Detroit at that time was like right after
people overreact.
For sure. But that was also when Detroit was like going through their bankruptcy and like
it was really
one
bad.
of like the worst spots.
People
around.
still don't think highly of Detroit.
Oh no, not at all. But whatever, it's ours.
Do you think people take vacations like a weekend trip? I was just talking about this with Mackenzie because we were downtown, and I'm like, I feel like Detroit has a lot of good restaurants and bars, but I feel like it's still missing the shopping that would bring somebody here for a weekend. But it could still be a fun weekend, like if you're just looking for some places to eat.
Yeah, like there's not like an area where you would like hang out and spend all day in Detroit.
No, that's the bad thing is it's kind of separated. I think for one, there's a couple things. You need more like events. Like you need people to come here for something specific. Like it has to be like we have the auto show, but even that it's like you get it during January. And,
well, I mean, like why do people go to Chicago for a weekend?
Chicago's known as being a bigger spot. I mean,
why would I go to Nashville for a weekend? Why would I go to Austin for a weekend? Why would I go to these cities for a weekend? What does Detroit not have?
All these spots, you have one, I think, main strip that people know, and like, oh, you go to that strip and there's all these stuff
you have
going
everything
on.
there.
Detroit We're kind of trying to do that with Woodward, but it's nowhere near like where it needs to be. So then people like, if you think about Detroit, you can hear people be like, oh yeah, I had a good time here, but lots of people also talk about like up north or like a little bit out of Detroit. If you go to Detroit, it's like, yeah, you can hang out here, but then you have to hop in an Uber and go here, and then hop in another Uber and go here. Like it's just not connected.
Distance, but yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if you go to Chicago, there are still sectioned off areas, but it's like you can go down Michigan Ave or whatever
for
that
shopping,
has.
But the drinking's down like Hubbard.
Okay, but there's still like a strip that has something specific. Nashville's has Broadway.
Yeah.
So it's like that's different. But recommendation: solo travel in Europe or like US or wherever. go to a bar, sit at the go to a restaurant or a bar, sit at the bar, and because you're gonna more than likely see other people who are by themselves, or at the very least you talk to the bartender and you start asking them like, hey, what's there to do around here?
Yeah.
I went to Nashville for work one time, ended up going, asked the bartender what was something fun going on. She goes, oh, there's a record listening party at this random spot.
Yeah, you're in.
She told me where to go. I'm like, all right. I get there. It looked shady as fuck. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to go in there. Ended up going to this little like trailer called Santa's Pub. Go in there, sang karaoke with strangers all night. Randomly saw the bartender came in after. And she's like, oh, were you over at the thing? I'm like, no, that looks sketchy. She goes, oh, yeah, it was just in like this like abandoned building. And we had a keg. I'm like, no, but I ended up having a good time. And then
I didn't go to that.
No, but then I've gone to Santa's Pub like multiple times after going to Nashville, and like everyone has like a really good time there. Apparently, like Sam Hunt and like people will go and sing there karaoke. It's like a cool like off the spot place. But I never would have gone if I didn't just talk to the bartender and like kind of randomly get thrown in there.
Yeah, sitting at the bar is definitely the move.
For sure.
You just talk to random people. That's the spot. That's like I want to be social spot.
Yes.
You know,
if you
don't
go and
to
get your
a
separate table or something, like
you get a booth
weird.
for yourself. You're not gonna chat anyone up.
Although in Italy, because they didn't have a bar, I sat at a random table, so I got a pizza and a bottle of wine by myself.
I love that.
Ended up sitting next to like this large family having like an event. By the end of the night, I was hanging out with them.
You're
but
in the
still,
family.
it was weird to begin with because I also didn't know I ordered a large pizza or a bottle of wine. I thought I had a glass and like it was the only size pizza, and I thought it was a personal.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
When you're here, you're family.
Yeah.
That's all they say about Italy.
It was the Olive Garden.
But that was one of the interesting things. So after San Francisco, I went up to Seattle and Portland and kind of checked out those cities as well. The interesting thing about that I liked about Seattle was that everything was just like it's not as spread out as I was expecting it to be. Like
Just walked everything.
The new hockey stadium right next to the Space Needle.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right next to it.
Vegas is right on the strip too. Like that makes so much. Broadway, Nashville is right on Broadway. Like you should put it right in the major like spot.
Yeah,
I will say though, Seattle has different like neighborhoods that you'd probably want to Uber to, because I was just there too, and we were asking for good spots to go, and we were given a couple different like neighborhoods, and they weren't really very good walking distance.
But I feel like every city will have that. Like, oh yeah, this is like a off the beaten path, like
you want
little
the good
spot.
spot.
But again, what Detroit doesn't have is that one like main strip, and they're kind of building it up like around Comerica and Ford Field. I would say is kind of building up, but you still just don't have like a main spot of like, yeah, go here.
Yeah.
Anyway, because you were saying something and it was just been in my head about like the impromptu concert that you attended or whatever. With like you said, Sam Hunt was there.
No, I said
been there.
I said the place where I did karaoke. Apparently, like all these country stars will like go to and just randomly do karaoke.
Yeah,
I didn't see any.
Yeah, right. But they go there randomly. It's like, okay, so that just triggered a thought in my head.
Okay.
So hopefully it doesn't derail it. But have you guys ever heard of a SoFar concert?
No.
SOFAR.
Is it so far away from a major?
No, it's not a
concert
joke.
venue?
It's not a joke. But what it is,
Stained reference. So far away.
I mean, they might have performed there, but so basically, you can go on their website and sign up. They host concerts in lots of different like cities. I think for Michigan, you can do them.
So far a place or a
no?
company?
I'm explaining. It's a company. Okay. So I think the locations you can do in Michigan are Detroit, Ann Arbor, and possibly Royal Oak. But I know for sure Detroit and Ann Arbor, and maybe Grand Rapids. But either way, Detroit and Ann Arbor for sure. Either way, you sign up. Like they'll give you dates that a concert's on, but that's usually that's it. And they'll say like Detroit area. Sometimes they'll give like a theme. Like I took Kenzie there for Valentine's Day, and the theme of the night was R&B night. But you don't know shit about it. You just know the date. The day of, you get the location, who's performing, and where. I said location, and then the time that you can go there. And it's usually like 20 to 30 people, and they have really good performances. Like Billie Eilish has done it once. The one we were at, it was like two people who won The Voice.
So it's like you sign up.
It's like an intimate setting, and like it can be in like an abandoned warehouse. It can be in somebody's house.
It's a small little setup, and you just don't even know who's playing. You're just like, I want to see some live music.
But it's not. But it's
I
not.
Like that. I would be down for that.
I'd be down for that too. It's not. So it's not like, hey, here's like a concert that was playing at Royal Oak Music Hall, and you don't know that you're gonna go there.
No, you for one, not everyone. So if you let's say there's tickets available, you sign up, and after like 20 or 30, whatever that venue can hold, you can put on a wait list. And then, like, they'll tell you 2 days beforehand, like, hey, you got the tickets.
People can, like, accept or decline or whatever.
Like, hey, you got the tickets. They're usually, like, $20. Not very expensive. And then you have like 24 hours to say yes, you're going, or no, you're not going. And then the day of, you get the information. And
That's kind of sick.
It's pretty cool. And the one we were at, it was Detroit, and the location was in the WeWorks building, like on the 4th floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you're overlooking Detroit, and it was really cool. It was like an intimate setting. It was.
You should say this for your recommendation.
Well,
now, what are you going to recommend?
No,
at the
I
end?
have stuff to
he's
recommend.
got plenty of stuff. Don't worry about
This
it.
segued from what you were
No,
saying.
I was joking.
So
Yeah.
bite me. Either way.
It does sound cool. It
It
does
is.
sound cool.
Yeah,
It
that
is
does sound
pretty
cool.
cool.
I would definitely be down for that. Do you like speakeasies?
Oh yeah.
I love some speakeasies. I ended up at a speakeasy in San Francisco. I was trying to find some food, and like it was like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like trying to find
Did
food.
you just stumble upon this place?
But yeah, I kind of did because places were closed.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking around, like what has food? What has food? And I end up finding this like speakeasy called like Marianne's, I think.
Okay.
And I get there, and they're like, and it's just like this pink door on like the side of a building.
Wait, in
And-
Seattle or San Francisco?
in San Fran.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, I'm looking for food. Like I'm just trying to get some like food because the bar that I was at, like they're like, we don't serve food. And like, yeah, a guy bought me a cheeseburger. Oh, cool, thanks, bro.
Huh?
That's it.
San Fran.
It's San Fran. I was sitting at the bar. I was making friends, and one of the guys was like, "I'm gonna go get some cheeseburgers," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have a cheeseburger." Brought back cheeseburgers for like 5 people, and I was
That's pretty sick.
like, "Yeah, it was." This is the first night I'm out there,
Did
and
you pass out after?
no, I'm looking.
That's
I'm
good.
looking for food though, because I was like, that was all I had. I was like hoping to get like more of a meal. Like that was why I was at that bar to begin with. I get to the speakeasy and I get inside, and if you've ever been to a speakeasy, it's basically just old couches.
We've all been to a
and like a
speakeasy.
couple tables basically.
It's also
Well,
not every speakeasy.
I was gonna say what made this one a speakeasy, because sometimes speakeasy is a very general term and it's just like not really a speakeasy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
This
what made
was like
a small bar.
Yeah, this was like just like a fancy bar that was
like, was it in an alleyway, or did you have to use a code or anything?
You didn't have to use a code, but it was like in like it was in an alleyway. It was like away from everything else.
Okay.
But I get inside and I'm like hanging out and I like order a drink. The drink was like, of course, $15-$16.
Oh, they're always
yeah.
high price.
And it was good.
Yours is pretty good though.
It was good. I was like, all right, I'm chilling, I'm hanging out. And then I asked the guy, I was like, hey, you guys do food, right? And he's like, the kitchen just closed. Oh, all right, dude. I
Did
guess
the guy get you a burger already at this point?
Well, yeah, but that was like 2 hours ago, and it's just like that burger was like all I have like eaten since I got off the plane. Like I'm looking for something else, and so I'm hanging out in the speakeasy. Like, all right, well, I guess I'll just like chill here for a minute, and I ended up getting Carl's Jr. on my way home, so it worked out fine. But I'm hanging out in the speakeasy, and I'm sitting on the couch just like hanging out. And I looked at the food menu later. I'm kind of glad the kitchen was closed because they had chicken nuggets. They had classic chicken nuggets on the menu, $15.
That's insane.
And then you could get classic French fries for $15. And I was just like, yeah, it's probably good.
Wait, fries themselves?
The fries
for
themselves,
$15?
Classic
Should be
French
like a
fries.
fucking basket for $15.
Dude, I know, it
Should be a
lot.
fucking bushel.
So I probably dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
But while I was at the speakeasy, though, there was a couple that was on like a first date, like kind of sitting next to me. And the guy got up to go to the bathroom, and the girl like started talking to me.
You're like, what's up,
And
Mr.
she's
Studio
like,
Girl?
hey, she's like, this date's not going well. Like, what's your deal? No, I'm joking.
I was about to say.
Life got crazy. But no, so she leans over and she's like, hey, like, can I get your opinion on something? I was like, yeah, totally. What's up? She's like, all right, like, so I'm on a date with this guy. It's a first date and it's going pretty well. Like, we had dinner and then we like came here and
Should I bang him?
she's like, he was looking at the menu and commented on like how expensive it was, and then he suggested that we split a drink. And she's like, dude, what do you think about that? Like, is that like what are your thoughts? And I mean, go ahead. What do you think? What do you think I told her?
Food, I would have been like, yeah, like split, a thing of fries makes
Yeah.
sense. Drink, no,
You never split a drink.
never. Unless
Right.
unless it's like a made for multiple, like if you're at a fishbowl type thing.
Yeah, then maybe you do. These
But if
were
you're
not
splitting
that.
like a Manhattan or something,
yeah.
I feel like if she's got to ask a stranger's opinion, that's her opinion. Like, there's her answer right there. She doesn't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, I would never.
If anything,
I
I would
would never,
expect.
especially on a first date. Like, you just kind of bite that bullet of like, oh, this fucking sucks.
But this is San Francisco, and
you're downtown San
very
Francisco.
progressive, so it should be equal.
Well, if anything though, I would expect her to maybe ask that, but more so of like I don't want to drink a full drink. Like, do you want to split one?
Yeah, but
And
no,
if that was his rationale, he also probably should have said that. If you do it based on price, you sound cheap.
I would just say,
yeah.
if I was him, I would have kept the comment in my head and be like, "You just want to split a drink, and we'll bounce somewhere else. Like, you want a bar hop, and we'll just get one drink here." But also,
I mean, I would almost, I would just be like,
never.
oh, hey, I gotta like, I don't know if you drove or not, but I'd be like, oh, hey, like I'm gonna drive. Like, do you want to split something or do you just want something?
I also feel like don't
On a
go
first
on a
date,
date if you don't have the ability to
100%.
Like, even if it's a equal pay, like you pay half, I pay half, you should at least be able to cover it in case the other person isn't planning on it.
No, absolutely.
And then you can decide afterwards if you want to go on a second date. But have enough money to at least cover the date, or don't take them.
Yeah.
Guy and girl.
Is that what you told her?
I told her I was like, like this. I hear him like this place is expensive. These are pricey drinks, 100%. This isn't dollar beer night, but on a first date especially, I would never ever suggest
like,
splitting a.
Come over here, I'll buy your drink.
And then I was like, yeah, like if you need me to buy you a drink, I will. I didn't.
But you gotta come sit over
I
here.
didn't say that. I'm not trying to ruin that guy's date, but I was like, yeah.
Sounds like he ruined it himself.
Yeah, he might. I mean, they still left together, so I don't know what
What you
whatever
gonna do?
happened.
Like, hey, you leave, I'm staying.
Yeah, I
This
don't know.
guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Got me a drink.
They still like walked the same direction, so I don't know. It seemed like things went all right. So who knows? But that was the fun experience. I was like how I wrapped up my first day.
I was
Nice.
gonna say, how did you know they were dating? But then you said that she told you. But I was gonna say, do you ever sit at a bar and want, like, you look at a couple and try to figure out if they're first dating, how long they've been dating, just based on how they interact? Kenzie and I do that a lot. We'll be just sitting there and we're like, oh, they just
What's their
started
deal?
dating.
What's their deal?
Or they'll be like, yeah, what's their story? Not even just people on a date, but just people in general. Like, what do you think they do?
Yeah.
Try to figure out.
I think sometimes if they look interesting, if they're just like sitting there and they're just like, I don't know, nothing special going on. I don't know.
Then I say a couple years.
Yeah.
Just a couple of years.
Just joking.
Did you hear that story? Chris D'Elia told that story recently of him and his
yeah,
fiance
yeah.
were like doing that, and
kills
like,
me.
and he's like, I get specific with my guesses, and he's like, that motherfucker over there, that guy builds his own furniture.
Yeah, I don't do all that.
And she was like, there's no fucking way that
Goes
you're
ask him?
that
she did ask him,
and she went over, and sure enough, he was
apparently.
like, yeah, I built some chairs.
Nice.
But
And
I
he was
wasn't-
like, I couldn't fucking believe it.
I think maybe subconsciously that story was in my head, but that wasn't where I was going. More so just.
So funny though.
But I mean, I guess it's similar.
I'd walk into the place and just like tell some person, be like, hey, my girl's gonna at some point come over and do this. Roll with it. And I say
I
it.
feel like
and she
most
comes
guys
over.
would roll with it too.
I think so. I think so too. You
Yeah.
have to be a dick not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, most guys would be cool. Like,
Usually-
yeah, I'm happy to be your prop.
Bros got bros backs out in public.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's usually not the other. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not a girl, so I wouldn't know. But
Yeah.
bros got bros back for sure.
Don't
Yeah.
just be stereotyping.
Yeah.
That's why I refrained.
Anyway, speaking of girls and at festivals.
Yes. Let's get into one of the hot topics we had, which was which tied into our music festival talk. But it was just a wild. I don't know. Did you see the video on this?
Yes.
This is absolutely
Nuts.
absolutely.
You haven't seen this?
Was that his place?
No, this
No,
was
no,
not.
no.
This is not at the music festival.
This was not at his place.
that I went. This was at the Welcome to Rockville Festival at Daytona International Speedway.
Recently?
Yes, this was
I think this last weekend.
No, I didn't see it.
during the band Brass Against. They were performing. The lead singer, Sophia Urista, invited a fan onto the stage and then pissed in his face.
Did you hear like the lead up?
Unsolicitedly?
Well, no. So she's sitting there and she's basically saying that she has a fantasy. She has to pee and she has a fantasy of pissing on someone. She's like, it's nothing weird. I just really want to piss on someone. And of course,
Someone
there's
was like, I'm all
fucking
for
weird
it.
people. And this dude raises his hand, goes on stage. She sings the song whilst doing this.
Yeah, like she's
pulls
still
down her
performing.
pants, pisses right on his face, sings the song, gets up. He's fucking celebrating. He's having like the time of his life.
I have a question on that, but
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and ask
So
it.
there's the video. I thought for sure like the background of this was that this guy was in this like front row and had a sign or something that says "Please pee."
I mean, no, I think he was in the front
thought
row,
for
but
sure.
did not have a sign.
But yeah,
There's
it is
also- did you-
absolutely
oh my
just-
Did you
God,
see the
that's what it
video
looks
of like
like?
someone in the
He's
front?
got a heavy stream.
Dude, it was it was
Dude,
powerful.
you do not want to be standing next to this guy when he comes back into the crowd.
No.
Do you think that's real?
Yes,
I think so.
Where are you hiding a fucking bottle?
In her cooch?
No, that's real.
Yeah.
There's a video from a different angle where a guy's up front and he's like recording it, and you see this security guard just walk by and be like, I ain't never seen that shit before.
Yeah.
So as
that's
like
wild.
as a person or as an artist, if you had somebody who had this much fandom for you, how would that concern you? Or you'd be like, fuck yeah.
So Seth, I think there's two different things here you got to look at. One is obviously they're a fan of the band.
Okay.
He also just might be a creep in general, like who just
Yeah.
likes being peed on.
I still feel like if
That's possible. I mean, he did get a good look at her bits. So
sure,
that's I guess a plus, but absolutely disgusting. This is
it was.
atrocious.
I mean, and it was on the face. It wasn't like he just got like peed on.
Yeah,
his,
like this
chest.
was like
It
this was a lot.
directly.
He was
into-
Well, I don't know
drenched.
if you watched that, but he was like motorboating it.
Yes, no,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
was
I'm saying.
loving it.
He got up and he was pumping his arm.
He was loving it.
He was having the time of his life. He was Green Day. I hope you have the time of your life.
I mean, props to her for not getting stage fright.
Yeah, like she just made it happen.
and you couldn't hear it in there. She was singing the entire time.
Was it like good quality singing?
Well, she wasn't
Well,
like
it wasn't
singing,
like- it was
but
like
it was
a-
just like the like. It was
But she was
just,
going
small
like the
stuff.
entire time.
Yeah.
Like she didn't like sit there and like
Yeah,
stop
like,
being
she
like,
was still, like,
I'm
performing.
pissing on this motherfucker. She was going to the song she was singing.
Yeah.
It was a
thoughts.
different spot.
They tweeted out, we had a great time last night at Welcome to Rockville. Sophia got carried away. That's not something the rest of us expected, and it's not something you'll see again at our shows. Thanks for bringing it last night, Daytona.
Did you see though the dude behind her like is laughing and like is moving the mic? Like they weren't expecting him, but at the same time, like them saying that we weren't.
You're making,
we didn't
making
like
a mess
this,
on
like,
the
yeah.
stage.
Wait,
and you guys just got a bunch of publicity.
how is she not put on the sex offenders list? Because
Yeah.
isn't peeing in public one example of how you can be put on the sex offenders list?
When you're on a stage, anything goes.
Maybe it also depends on. Florida has no laws.
Is this in Florida?
Daytona Beach.
Yeah,
Florida has no laws. She might be elected mayor.
Yeah, you're right. That's Florida just takes that right out of the equation.
What artists would you let pee on you?
None.
None.
You could ask me the same question, but
Yeah.
human, and I'd say none.
All right, what if you
Wait,
got perks?
same
What if you got
question, but
perks on it? Like Seth, you're a big fan of Kid Cudi.
No.
You get backstage passes,
No.
VIP passes.
No.
You get to meet Timothy Chalamet.
No.
You just got to let him piss on you
No.
on the stage.
No.
What if it's just pissing on your leg?
No, you couldn't pay me a reward to get pissed on. It'd be more so like my family's about to die, or you can piss on me. I'll say, fine, piss on me.
Hold on. So you're saying like for $1 million you wouldn't let someone pee on your foot?
Okay, that's
Okay.
not. Okay, yeah, foot.
You're
that's
being
fine.
pissed on.
Foot's fine.
You're being
Also,
pissed on.
when you have a kid,
Okay,
they'll
so
piss on you all the
foot's
time.
fine. Okay, Seth. So what about your shit?
Okay, not
Where's the line?
Yeah. Can
anything.
they piss on your arm?
Anything that's covered by my underwear or above the neck.
Okay, so torso's fine. Right into the belly button.
Well, for what? Name the price.
$1 million. They pee right into your belly button.
$1 million now, non-taxed.
Sure.
$1 million cash in hand. Yeah,
Cash
I'd
in
do that.
hand.
Yeah.
2% tax.
Nope. I want the cash money in hand.
$40,000. Tax free.
Below shin, sure.
The negotiation.
Why is this a question only for me? You
I don't. You just had.
I think it's just,
you doubled down on your hard stance that I just had to ask the question.
That's just hilarious.
You're
man.
sick.
I just can't imagine. I mean, that guy just did it for free for this like rinky-dink band.
Dude, he.
you know?
That's the thing.
That's
Is
the
like
only-
they're
like,
not
it's
like
not-
a big band.
Yeah,
That's the only coochie
It's not
you've seen in
fucking Gwen
person.
Stefani.
You do it
It's
for
not-
Gwen Stefani?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't
wouldn't
know.
do it for
Freudian
That's
anyone.
also a very odd.
That's a Freudian slip.
Out of all the names to throw out there,
Name another lead singer rock band.
why does it have to be a
Female
lead singer rock
Madonna.
band? Why couldn't
Madonna.
not rock band?
Yeah, not rock.
Fergie did
I was
pee her
trying to think-
pants.
I was trying to think rock. It was either going to be Paramore or Gwen Stefani.
Fergie did pee her
Matt and
pants.
Kim.
Fergie peed her pants. Fergie's so canceled.
She
You
peed her
can't
pants.
forget. Fergie,
Yeah.
She peed her pants while doing the national anthem.
Did you really? Oh,
No,
fuck
I'm
me.
saying.
I remember she did that weird national anthem.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
saying take this story, mush it together.
Mush
Okay,
it
so Seth's
together.
just making his own headlines.
Yeah. Make your own headlines.
I think at a
here.
mile a minute, and then when I try to get it out, it doesn't always make sense.
All right.
All good, but yeah, no one's. I don't want anyone pissing in my face.
What
Yeah,
about for
no.
$40,000?
Across the board.
40,000. Like we gave you $1 million.
Yeah, but then he
No, I gave
said,
him 40,000.
Yeah.
That was a re.
"Fucking pay attention. You're
Yeah.
playing checkers while I'm playing chess."
Yeah, just keep up, John.
Wait, so you never answered? 40,000 Gwen
40,000?
Stefani, piss in your mouth.
40,000 is a lot, man.
Cash money.
To pee in your mouth?
It's $40,000, Sean.
To pee in your mouth?
Let me give some more context. $4,000 to pee in your mouth, but she just did a whole day of binge drinking, no water.
Oh, that's a brown pea.
It's a warm brown pea.
And she ate asparagus earlier in the day.
You're just making it worse and worse. I'm gonna need to ask for
45,000.
40,000. Yeah, bump it up to 50,000. Then maybe I can do that.
This
but,
is a sick topic.
80,000. She also has a yeast infection.
Oh, no. You couldn't pay me enough money. There's not enough money in the world.
you haven't heard how much money we're offering.
Doesn't matter. Dude.
$80,000.
How much money for you to play in Squid Games? Do you have to be in debt?
Oh, dude, I would never.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
I
If
would
you're
never.
$100 million in debt, you want to do it?
But Seth, you have a 1 in
How do you get it?
456.
Yeah, 1 in 456
I like my odds.
chance. You like your odds on that?
Yes.
I don't like
Seth,
my
you'd be out on the
odds.
first fucking game.
Are
Red
you
light,
kidding
green
me?
light.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, it's not about being fast. You gotta make sure you stop on a dime and don't move.
I'm agile too.
Seth, you got that wonky knee. You run, you cut the wrong way, and next thing you know, you're just falling because of your knee.
Yeah, but also like the shattering floor game.
Yeah,
like you have to
it's
be
luck
like
of the
one
draw.
of
You
the
have to be
last
at the
like 3
end.
people
Yeah.
to get there.
Well, in this movie, you're 456, so you'd go last.
No, that's not. You didn't watch the
show,
show.
Seth.
That's
I
not
did
how.
watch the
That's not how
show.
they determined who went last.
Yeah, they
in
had
that.
to pick their numbers like 1 through 16.
Oh, fuck yeah, you're
And
right.
everyone picked the
And
middle.
no one knew what the
and
fuck.
then he ended up taking the end, thinking that was gonna be the worst.
Yeah, he
Oh,
thought
you're right.
he wanted number
You're
1,
right. Mm-hmm.
but then that other guy talked him out of it. If you get like number 1, 2, 5,
So
you're fucked.
you
But
would
how
never,
sick are you though if you're number 1 and you make it across on the first try?
Dude, just lucky guesses.
So
the
you
whole way,
never,
impossible.
you would never do it, no matter how much money you're in debt.
No, I'm trying to live, man.
I think the only way I would do it is if I'm like legit homeless and I have like no family to turn to, like I have nothing.
but
like
you got
the cancer guy?
You're living at
And
Planet
then like
Fitness,
every Planet Fitness around me closed.
You've banned.
I've been
Planet
banned.
So it's
It's
just
like
like-
you've been here for too long. I have no
This is
options.
after like a zombie apocalypse then, because fucking Planet
Sure.
Fitness is never closing.
Exactly. But if I have like no options and it's like, all right, it's either like I'm gonna die in like 2 weeks of just living on the street, or I do this and like I don't know, I could die, but I could also be a billionaire. I'll take those.
I mean, I want that money,
Right.
but I do not want to risk my life.
Again, I have to be
Not worth it.
in like a I'm going to die situation.
Yeah. If I've got mobsters after me trying to kill me
Or your
because
family.
they, the money.
You're gambling debt.
Yeah, because of my gambling debt with the mafia. Maybe
You're like,
then.
fuck these sports books. I'm going right to the mafia. To
Yeah, maybe
gamble
then I'm
now.
like, fuck it. Let me just try. Let me try anything.
Makes sense.
Oh,
But yeah. What was that?
You can peed on again.
tried anything.
Yeah.
Seth, they call you sausage. Seth.
Hold on. No,
We
no,
never
no.
heard
Hold on.
this story.
Seth just had a segue to this one.
Oh, okay.
Because he's saying like you could do anything, which I'm assuming he's implying sucking a dick. Joe Rogan says he's able to suck his own dick.
I would. Okay.
This
Have
is
you
the
heard
most
this?
Teenage headline.
No, I have not heard that.
So Joe
Oh,
Rogan,
Hey, Joe Rogan. Happy 15th birthday.
yeah, Joe Rogan, known just to say whatever the fuck he wants on his podcast,
Yeah.
was apparently sitting there, and his podcasts were like 3 hours long because it's just like a strain of consciousness. Like he just talks.
Well, yeah, and he has guests on, and
Yeah.
they talk about whatever.
But like they don't ever come in and have like, hey, we're doing like this today. They
I think
legit
they
just
have a
come in
plan.
and talk.
I
like
think
3
I think
hours
there's
long.
a loose plan of like we're going to talk about this and we're going to hit these topics. I think there's a production team behind it. I think it's a little bit more planned out than just loosey goosey 3 hours a day.
Oh. Anyway, he came in and he was talking about how flexible he was and said that he could easily perform oral sex on himself.
I don't believe it.
He said he's never actually done it, but he said sometimes he'll get close enough, he'll put it near his face just to know that he could.
I feel like you'd have to.
I
Have,
don't believe it. You either have or
Or you can't do
or
it.
you can't do it.
I
I also don't think him in his current body can do it.
I
There's no
agree
way he's
with
that
that.
flexible.
I
in
agree with
current
that, too.
body. You're
Also,
not that flexible.
You'd have to have a
Joe.
very long schlong.
If you have a long schlong,
Very
I think you
long.
can do it.
Don't you
And
think,
maybe it bends upward.
don't you
you
think
know?
there would have to be like if any guy could do it, it'd be like a male gymnast.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
Like those gymnasts. If
Marilyn
you get
Manson, that's a
full,
rumor, but he also
Removed his ribs.
But the rumor was that he removed his ribs to do
Yeah,
it.
but
that
he
was the
could do it.
most middle school thing.
Yeah,
But he
but
could
I
do
also
it.
think that was a
Everybody talked
rumor.
about.
This is Joe
Yeah.
Rogan saying he can do it without any removed ribs.
Okay, but also half the things he says is
Yeah.
questionable.
You're telling me you haven't taken the horse medicine?
Man, not knowingly.
Not yet. I mean, it's certainly possible.
How close do you think you could get?
How close do I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I don't think I know I'm not flexible enough.
Yeah,
Maybe in my
exactly.
younger days.
I think I'm like
I
nowhere.
missed my chance.
Within a
at it.
foot.
Yeah, I think I'd
Within
be.
a foot, I would hope so.
I mean, that's a
hope
tough
so.
fucking angle to bend forward. Like,
I
I
know,
can touch
but,
my toes, but
It's a
You have
tough,
to fold.
you got to
completely,
really
like,
you got to fold in that
I
stomach.
say it's not
fold.
even
You
in half
really
because
gotta-
you have to almost go inverse and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying. I feel like within a foot. I feel like maybe like within 8 inches.
Seth's got that tiny.
There's that.
penis.
There's that.
How close do you think you could get?
I think I could get within 6 inches.
Go down now. We're
I
gonna put a
don't-
ruler up.
I don't
We're gonna
think-
see.
I'll send you pictures.
I
later.
don't
I'll
think
send
you
pictures
could.
in the group chat.
I don't
later.
think you could.
Yeah,
Also,
I think you're overestimating your flexibility.
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty flexible.
well, and
Touch your toes right now. Let's just see.
I can definitely touch my
And
toes.
when you
I just
go
want to see.
easily.
Just you touch your toes. I just want to see how like.
Easily.
I also feel like when you go down, like your pelvic area also
goes-
like
it
goes
goes away.
down as well. So like
Yeah.
you're You're getting closer, but it's getting further.
Yeah, exactly. It pushes away as you're
I
going
don't
down.
think you get within 6 inches.
I think I could.
I don't.
Also, this was said on KFC Radio Barstool podcast. Would you go standing up and try to lean down, or they were saying that you would lift your legs up and try to go like bring your legs back to you?
That might be
Yes,
easier.
I think you lay back on your shoulders and kind of roll up backwards.
My initial instinct would be to stand up and like go down, or sit down and go down.
I think you want
not
that
bring back.
gravity to kind of help pull.
I think that would be easier.
in.
That would not have been like an initial instinct.
Fuck gravity. You have a perfect setup right here. You put your back against the
I have a
padded
perfect
wall,
setup
and then
for
you
sucking
use
my own
you
dick
use
right here.
you use
Suck your own dick so easy right here, bro.
You use the
Right
door
here, actually, right
You use
here.
the door to bring your feet up and kind of like force it with your arm. So like
Have
you
it
have
fold you in half.
yeah, and then you could maybe you could get to 6 inches then.
Yeah, like you definitely being like up against a wall certainly helps.
Right, and then
'Cause
you have
can
a force
keep your
coming.
back.
But don't you think
Higher
at
up.
what point are you like damaging like a muscle or something?
You're
trying to
You're
go
already
back?
damaged
the
if you're
point
trying.
the point you suck yourself
True.
off.
It's true. Do you guys?
It probably feels great.
Do you guys ever see this SNL
I
sketch?
don't think I would do it anyway.
You ever see the SNL sketch of Will Ferrell in like a yoga class, and like he's sitting there and he brings his sweatpants over his head, and he's like sucking his own dick in class, and they're like trying to teach yoga, and they look over like, what are you doing? He's like, I just learned how to do this. It's great. And then everyone ignores the yoga teacher, and they're just like, we just want to learn from him. Like, so what do you do right now? It's a good sketch.
I have
search it
not.
up on the YouTube.
Search it up.
I can just imagine some people listening to this episode.
Mom, she doesn't listen. I
Yeah,
swear too
She
much.
does.
No, I swear too much.
She's catching up.
Oh.
Oh,
We've been. She's had enough time to, I guess.
I wanted to ask this question though because the entire time we've been, I think we meant to get to this at the beginning of the episode,
And yeah, she's been sitting on his phone.
and it's just been sitting on his phone the entire time, just kind of like in
Did
my
you
eyes.
turn off like your automatic
But,
screen protection?
Seth, known as Sausage
Well, you
Seth.
cut him off. So I'll let him finish, and then I'll answer your question.
Yeah, so Sausage Seth is apparently a nickname that came around before the podcast. We didn't realize this. We thought we kind of gave you this nickname on the podcast, but this apparently is there's a story behind this.
There is a story behind it.
We're finally getting to
The
it.
mustache riders will know what it's about.
Good lord.
For one, yes, I
That
took
also
the.
doesn't sound great.
I took this. You're part of the mustache
I know,
riders.
and that also doesn't sound great.
I took the screen.
The mustache riders know why I'm sausage Seth.
I took the auto
My
lock.
mustache boys.
I took the auto lock off my phone because when I'm doing podcasts, sometimes I'd have the timer up on my phone. I didn't want it to go away.
Gotcha.
But now I do the timer on a stopwatch on Google, so I don't even need it. But either way, fucking. Oh yeah. So we went out 2019. Steven's Dirty 30
Slash
and
Baby Moon.
slash Baby Moon.
As you do.
Baby Moon with the boys.
Right. We went out
As you do.
and we went to Texas de Brazil. Are you familiar?
A little bit.
It's a Brazilian steakhouse where they just
Yeah.
bring
Unlimited
you,
meat, yeah.
just like gauchos, they bring you just lots of meat.
Okay.
And so we ate quite a bit, and then we also drank quite a bit. And I was wearing a pocket shirt, a shirt with a pocket.
A pocket shirt or the pocket?
And
You might be familiar.
Yeah.
Some people call it this. Some
one of
people
the
call it
cuts
that.
of meat they cut off is about a 4-inch, I'd say, sausage, cooked
How close
Brazilian
could you
sausage.
get that to your face?
It's about this big.
You get that all the way into your face.
You can get that within
It's
a foot to your
curved-
face.
Curved a little bit. Either way, I don't know. I honestly don't remember why I did that, but I put it in my pocket.
That's a funny bit.
I can tell you, we
That's a
were
funny bit.
leaving. We were leaving. So again, everyone had their fair share. This was the first stop, I think, of the night. We're leaving. We have multiple spots to go still. We're leaving, and Seth just decides to put this in his pocket on the way out.
That's a funny bit.
Yes. And then, because we're going to go bounce around a little bit more, like to different bars.
Save it for
And
later.
you never know when a...
Also, he's wearing a white shirt.
So it's kind of making a mess.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck. I got a washing machine.
Yeah.
Well, my parents did at that time.
I don't have a washing
They
machine now.
still do, but I don't live there. So either way, you never know when this piece of sausage could come in handy. So we're bouncing around different bars, and there's two funny stories. One of them, we end up at Brakeman, and there was another group of ladies, probably about the same amount of them as there were of us.
behind us.
But pretty much all of us, or I'd say probably 90% of our group were taken, so we weren't trying to, like, get with them or anything, but they were right behind us, and
Actually, I think at that time, most of us were single.
no. Either way.
No, you're right. I wasn't.
not you.
I wasn't. I think Robbie wasn't. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Right. So either way, but so cool thing with
I was thinking
iPhones
this earlier.
cool thing with iPhones is you can. So either way, we were kind of like chatting with them a little bit here and there, but not really.
We were airdropping random pictures.
No one else was.
Yeah, no.
You were-
I airdropped 2 mannequins that
To them?
Yeah, that just. Well, I think it was to them. It was whoever had their airdrop open.
I think this set it off.
No, I did one first, and then Robbie did one.
Well, either way, I took a picture. Well, this is just the sausage. I know no one can see. But then I took a picture with me with the sausage.
Yeah.
And then I airdropped them.
I think they airdropped first, didn't they?
No.
Yeah.
No. It was a very spontaneous airdrop of me with the sausage to all of the people at that table. And then they looked, and for some reason I ran. So then after we left that place,
Move. I'm just gonna
as we're walking out of the place,
yeah, I hand somebody the sausage.
he just puts it into like their hands. Like we're just walking out, he grabs it out of his pocket and just puts it in their hand.
This is for you, bud.
Yep.
I don't know why. But either way, I guess that's why I'm
And then Seth had a sausage stain on his chest the rest of the night.
And I smell like beef.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It was a good picture though. Yeah.
Still up.
Yeah,
we'll post it up here.
Yeah, you got to send that to me so I can add it to the video.
Yeah.
I think you smelling like beef. That's way better than smelling like piss.
True.
I'd also
Facts.
rather eat beef than piss.
Would you?
Wow, that's a bold take.
Whoa!
Hot take, Seth.
Wow! I never thought.
I definitely thought you were gonna go the other way on that one.
No. But I will say, I don't know if you have any more hot toppings planned, but
We don't.
it's gonna...
We don't. We usually wrap it up at about 2. Go ahead. I mean, what's your?
I was gonna say, you guys do lots of pizza podiums on this, but being fans of pizza, you never have done a pizza podium on
Seth
pizza.
just want to get to the pizza podium.
Yeah, and I didn't trust Eric to do it, so I did it because now that it's introduced, the people are gonna want it.
Yeah, we'll do it
People are
quickly.
gonna want it.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
He's like,
All right.
"Fuck you, Seth. He's never coming back."
Oh,
So, okay.
the thing is, I don't even think I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
pizza
dude.
podium.
Yes, you are. It's not hard to do. We'll do. So it's pizza podium of chain pizza restaurants. So this can't
Whoa,
be a
whoa.
one-off. They have to have at least. Yes,
Multiple
they have to have.
locations.
They have to have. I would say at least 3 locations.
Okay.
That's fair. Eric, I'm saying you go first because you're Pizza Eric.
Wow.
Then we'll go Seth and then me. So Eric
Oh,
first.
man.
Let me just
pick.
clarify. My vision was not to do just pizza chains, but we're going.
We
with
talked about this beforehand. I said yes, let's do pizza chains because that makes the most sense.
but there's not many. But either way,
Well, yes, there is. We talked about this. If you run out of some, that's because you're an idiot. Because we literally named at least.
I think there's
10.
plenty of chains.
Yeah,
There's
we named
plenty
at
of-
least like 10 beforehand.
plenty of pizza chains.
all right.
I'll start off, and maybe it's controversial.
Going with the gut.
But number 1, I'm going Jets Pizza.
Okay. I don't think it's controversial. Seth and I both worked there for a while. So
yeah, so you guys feel differently about it.
Yeah.
I probably could have saved this for my second.
That could have been your last pick, probably,
pick.
honestly.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
guys
I
probably
wasn't
aren't going to
gonna
pick
pick
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked up.
When you have worked there and eaten Jets for multiple years, it doesn't have to be it. I think the people
fair
will.
enough.
I think you having that as your first round pick, though, people will agree with that.
Yeah, I
I
love
think
Jets.
Jets is like widely liked.
I love Jets. Whether it's
Not
square
by my
or
career.
round, I think they knock it out of the park.
They do a good job.
Again, I think that enough people like it that that'll be like no one's gonna give you hate for that being your first choice.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with this one because I feel like either of my 2 picks will be picked soon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the more known of the 2, I think, and just keep it. I really don't really like pizza chains. I'm more like
We're doing
individual-
pizza chains, though.
I know. So I'm forced to pick. I will say Hungry Howie's. I think they're pretty solid.
Okay.
They got good meal deals.
That's what I should have picked.
They're
That's what I should have picked. I should have known you guys weren't going to pick Jets, and I should have gone with
Yeah.
Hungry Howie's.
They're
Fucked up.
That was just you not knowing your
their
audience
thin
here.
crust. Their thin crust is pretty good.
Hungry Hearts is solid.
Love some Hungry Howie's.
All right. I got 2. First one, Buddies.
Oh,
Buddy. What?
I hate buddies.
No, that's a good pick.
Buddies is delicious.
That's a good pick. I love it.
Buddies is by far one of the best Detroit style pizzas. Hands down. You're an idiot for saying otherwise, Seth.
Maybe from a chain.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking about from a chain.
Whatever.
Second one, Cottage Inn.
Oh, you bitch.
Cottage Inn.
Inn.
Cottage Inn, I think, has a lot of unique like topping like profiles or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's still like pretty solid. So Cottage Inn, my number 2,
If I would have said Cottage Inn, would you have picked Hungry Howie's?
probably.
Fuck. It's a lose-lose.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't get them both.
All right, Seth. Next one.
I'll let off the silence.
I'll go ahead. No, keep the silence. People like
People
the
need to know how much
anticipation.
I'm.
The dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick this just for the. I don't know the word to say it. Either way, the guy's infamous for his 40 pizzas in 30
God.
days. I'm gonna say Papa John.
Papa John.
Papa John's.
Seth, I feel like there was a multiple of better options.
I don't
out
order
there.
pizza often from
Still,
pizza
I
chains.
still think there's there's options that like even if you don't order often, you've had more of, and I think you would like more than Papa John's.
I feel like
I think Papa John's is pretty trash.
I actually don't even know the last time I've had Papa John's.
I think Papa John's is pretty trash.
Well, when I'm forced to pick on pizza, I don't eat often. That's what happens.
We talked about this being chain pizza.
No, I asked
before.
which one would it be, and you said chain.
I said chains. I said that makes the most sense. Otherwise, you have random one-off pizza places.
Yeah, but people could get recommendations if they're like, oh, what's that pizza place?
Well,
Like,
that
come
can
on.
be another one. Is
Yeah.
pizza places that aren't chains.
Either way, I fucked that one up. So go ahead.
I'm upset about this whole thing.
No, you said one that you said was underrated.
I know.
And I'm waiting for you to just say that.
I know. Well, yeah, my next pick, I'll go with Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I love the Hut. That stuffed crust pizza, they do it right.
Pizza Hut back in the day when they did the buffet, when you would like get to
Cinnamon
go
bread.
Yeah, when you would get to like go to a dentist appointment and then your mom would take you out to lunch. Go to Pizza Hut and get that pizza buffet. Always solid.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta look up pizza chains.
Yeah, because I mean it's getting tough. It's like I'm running out.
It's not you. I think you guys.
But like there's pressure on this, you know. Like what's my pick gonna be? I don't want to fuck this up.
But
man.
you
There's a
know
lot of
what? Like,
pressure
there's
on
probably
this.
chains that you go to. Like, you're not always going to a non-chain.
I got a sleeper one that comes after yours.
I'm even thinking of ones that we've talked to that I know
Yeah.
you've gone to multiple times. One that we talked about.
Yeah. See, like I don't know. Like I don't feel good about this, but I can't think of anything I'd put above it. And it's fucking Domino's, I guess.
I'm surprised. Maybe I'll save it till after Seth's done.
Domino's.
Domino's.
I'll
You
save
like
it till
Domino's
after
more than
Seth's
Little
done,
Caesars?
but
Yeah.
I was going to say Little Caesars is one I was thinking of. We named like Mod, Blaze.
I'm not. Well, okay, we still gotta go.
I know. I was going to wait, but then you mentioned Little Caesars.
See, but I wouldn't pick like a Mod Pizza or Blaze Pizza over
Domino's?
over Domino's though.
Really?
I feel like Domino's has a better variety and like just more options. Mod Pizza, you're limited to just getting these solo little rinky-dink pizzas, and they're good.
What do you
They're
mean
good.
the solo
I
rinky
like
pizzas?
them.
You can put whatever you
I
want
like
on
them.
it, though.
Yeah, you can put whatever you want on any pizza place.
Yeah, but what do you mean? So like you don't have different sizes? Yeah, it's for one person.
Yeah, but you're not all, you know, that's more than that. You're not getting cheesy bread. You're not getting.
They have cheesy bread there. It's
you're
not
not
as
getting
good. I'll
this,
give you
you
that.
know,
The cheesy bread's not as good.
You're not getting a variety of different kinds of pizzas, and
You
so
can,
you gotta
if
go.
you really want two pizzas, you can get two pizzas.
I don't want two pizzas. I just want a bigger pizza. Like the Mod, like they're good. They're just like these little tiny personal pizzas.
I'll
I
tell
love
you,
them, but you know,
you should have looked up pizza chains because this is
I did.
bringing some things to my mind.
I did.
But without looking at this, the one I was gonna say underrated and probably underknown, Chuck E. Cheese.
See, I didn't want to be that guy.
Dude, their pizza's fucking delicious.
But
Dude,
also
after that controversy where they were like
what controversy?
Frankensteining pizzas together.
Oh, yeah.
You
Whatever.
know,
it
you
fucking
can't-
tastes
But also,
good.
Seth, that's a spot. The reason I disagree with that one is as an adult man, you can't just go in and just order a Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
I don't
You
want to
can
go
get
to
them
a
delivered to
party.
you.
That's weird as fuck.
Dude, imagine that going to a party and someone's like, "I got Chuck E. Cheese pizza."
Yeah,
I
I
would
would. Oh, are
never.
we
what
seven?
the fuck is this?
This is my third pick.
Okay.
Fine.
No,
Buscemi's.
no, you're done.
No, you're done.
I've
You're
actually
locked
never
in.
had Buscemi's. There's one right
Chuck
next to
E.
my house. I've
Cheese.
never
Buscemi's
had
is
it.
good.
I've never had it.
Whatever. I'll fucking own Chuck E. Cheese. It's delicious.
My last one. This one, I'll say it off the top. As far as like actually being like really good, it's not there, but it's a go-to. It's never horrible. Little Caesars.
It's horrible.
I'm
Always.
glad that made the pizza
No,
podium.
It's always horrible.
But
It's never horrible. It's never great. Like you're not.
You know
going
what you're
there-
getting.
Exactly, and
Shit.
it's cheap.
honestly, a hot and ready when it's fresh is good.
Yeah,
Fuck no. Tastes like cardboard.
Hot
I've had
and ready is
their
good when it is fresh.
extra most bestest. It was not bad.
You know,
You know, I thought this was a pizza
crazy.
house.
They're crazy bread. Good.
Yeah, crazy bread, solid. ICB,
You know?
Italian cheese bread, solid.
This is a pizza house. Yeah, dude. Because I eat any kind of pizza.
I'm sorry for
I don't
introducing this pizza
discriminate.
podium.
I didn't like it when you brought it up.
I knew that we were gonna just skip it because of time, but then you said it, so have to go with it then.
Well, I
Weird.
don't like the results of that because I really wanted to say like some pizza places that were not bullshit.
Yeah, like let's redo it. Let's
Nope.
redo it. I'm gonna
Seth,
start.
next Thanksgiving we'll do
We'll redo
pizza
it.
podium of pizza places not chains.
Because I would have loved to have Hungry Howie's as my pick. I would have loved to have Buddy's Pizza as my pick.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you just want to change your pick because you fucked up your first pick?
Yeah, because I should have known you guys weren't gonna pick Jets.
Yeah.
Now maybe we would.
Jets, if Jets wasn't picked, I probably would have picked it as my third, but I would have been last, so you would have been safe there.
Ah, man, I fucked up.
Well,
I fucked up.
win some, you lose some.
But man, I couldn't imagine having Chuck E. Cheese as a second round pick. You know,
That was a
Third.
third round pick.
I know, but if I would have picked, if things fell differently,
When was the last time you had one of their pizzas though?
the '90s.
Oh fuck, the slice of the '80s.
I think is that a chain?
It is a chain, but it's not good.
Okay, I agree. I don't like it that much.
It's not good. I also thought Papa Romano's, but I was like,
I was thinking I like Papa Romano's more than
I had Papa Romano's.
I like Papa Romano's more than Papa John's.
Yeah, that's true. I fucked up with Papa John's. I was just thinking 40 pizzas in 30 days and made me laugh.
What did you say the other day? He had like 800 pizzas in 18 months. What the fuck is that?
He's a weirdo.
I never heard that one.
I fucking love.
I also would have thrown in like Blaze or Mod or.
But you didn't.
No, over Papa John's.
No, I think those make me puke.
I think my 3 are absolutely solid.
Whatever. Mine's the underdog then.
Like I'm winning this one.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. I have no idea what to think of that pizza podium.
Buddy's, Cottage Inn, Little Caesars. That's not winning. Come on.
The Little Caesars takes you down. A notch.
I disagree. I think that's a Detroit like just classic right there.
It takes you down. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get chirped either way about it. Either way, I don't think there was a winnable picks for me to make as Pizza Erica. I think there's a lot of pressure. Everyone always asks, they're like, "What's the best pizza?"
Well, now we have
Pizza Erica.
Now we have it officially ranked,
and it's like I don't know.
Oh, that's why he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be.
I don't fucking
put on
know.
record.
He wanted a lot more time to like really come up with like a list. He didn't like the pressure of doing this right away. He would have done a pizza podium of pizza places, but he wanted like a week to come up with like a comprehensive
chains
list.
is like a different thing than doing like.
But I agree. But I think you can't do one off for like the first pizza podium. You have to do a chain.
And then it's like if there's only 2 locations, is that enough? Does that count? I don't know.
But why you can't mix in a one-off pizza spot with a chain?
Sure, if you think the chain's better.
No,
it's dragging on.
Blame Seth. He started this.
Seth, we appreciate you being on the podcast. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you and mention your own podcast, Trapped in My Mind, has been mysteriously disappeared here after the great hackening of your accounts. Mm-hmm. So what is the status? Give us an update on what is going on with that.
That one really upsets me.
I imagine. You lost your regular Instagram as well as your podcast Instagram, correct?
Yes.
That's tough.
And we haven't figured out what you clicked on.
No, I know what it was.
What?
Well, I don't want to. I'll try to go quick. So either way, one of my friends DM'd me, and he always talks very cryptically. Like this is things that he says.
Yeah.
No, these are like this message is like a type of message he would say. He's basically saying, "Hey, I need help resetting my phone. Can I send you something and you forward it back to me?" And I'm like, "Oh no, JJ, why?" Well, no, I just said the same. Like, why don't you just
call them out?
I was like, why don't you send it to yourself? He's like, because it's locked on my phone. It's like a double like password thing. I'm like, whatever. Plus, I'm also in a work meeting, so I'm like half paying attention. I'm like, whatever, send it over. A link comes from his phone number, like says from him and my phone, and I'm not dumb enough to click the link, so I just copied it and I sent it back to him in Instagram DM. And as soon as I sent it to him, everything's locked out. I'm like, the fuck? And then I tried to go like recover it. Instantly removed my email and my phone number from the account, so I could not access it. I then had to try to submit a service request to Instagram and Facebook to validate my identity, and they asked for a picture of my ID. Yeah. I sent them my ID, and they said, "That doesn't look like you." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Because of the mullet and the mustache? You sons of bitches?
This was before mullet on mustache. I'm like, literally every single picture has me in it, and I look just like that. Either way, didn't get it back, so I made my own personal one. I'm trying really hard to get the podcast one back because I had like most of my listenership probably came from that, and all those clips that were on there and all the stories that were saved. Yeah. I don't have those clips saved anywhere. Like I don't have room on my computer. They're all deleted.
Yeah, like so once you post them, clear them out. Yeah,
right. That sucks. That fucking that makes me irate, and I'm trying to get it back. And
you still get them on your Facebook, can't you? Or do they lock out the Facebook too?
Yeah, but I don't. Not many people watched it on Facebook.
Well, I'm saying like you can still.
But they're still on that Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah, and the videos are still on YouTube, but I don't have them edited and put. Like I can't take them from Facebook and put them back on.
The Facebook weren't the same as the Instagram videos. It wasn't a post.
Yes, but I can't take it from Facebook and put it back on a new Instagram account.
I think you can.
You might be able to download.
Either way, that takes a lot of fucking time because I had like
it
500
does.
posts.
I will give you that. I'm just saying that.
It does. Yeah.
To give you an update,
absolute disaster.
If I can't get it back, or even if I can get it back, I'm probably gonna try to just restart in January.
Have you been still recording episodes, or
no?
You got like 1 or 2 in the can, ready to go.
No, I have nothing ready to go. I have people who want to come on, and I've just been saying, hold on, trying to get this fucking page back. It gets me honestly pissed off.
What episode number were you on?
I ended at 40, so I'll probably just do like a season 2. I want to go to 50 and then go to season 2 because I think the next season I'll have 3 people on instead of 2. And anytime, if you want to be a co-host, you have to bring the guest yourself. So if you were on it before, you can be a co-host and bring a guest.
I'll be on it. Bring Sean.
There you go.
I refuse.
Yeah, you can't get a good guess like Sean.
It's gonna be tough. Sean didn't want to come on.
My rider's very hefty.
Sean, he's no serious topics.
No.
Kind of guy.
It's okay.
But, hey, he'll come on and ask you if you can suck your own dick.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the kind of content you want?
That's the kind of content we want.
if that's what improves his mental health, we can do that. Mine and Wes's wasn't super serious.
Yeah, sometimes they're not, but that is like a super bummer because you were chugging along.
I was
Everything
I
was
had a lot of
looking
good feedback from
It's
people.
going, well, you're getting the views, the plays, the likes, all the good stuff.
It does
and,
suck. It sucks that they got both. Like just losing.
I don't
like,
give a shit about the personal
That's what I'm
account,
saying.
really.
Just losing the personal one is like whatever, but
Yeah.
like losing both of them kind
you
of
can start
sucks.
that over. Yeah.
Yeah, that one fucking pissed me off.
So now what we learned.
Also, there's nothing to get from it. Like, I didn't have money tied to that.
No,
I didn't have, like, a mass following where you'd get, like, I don't know. Fuck
they're
that.
just being dicks.
Yeah, that one pissed me
Well,
off.
now we learned if someone sends you a link, you call them.
Yep.
You talk
Well,
to them
that's
in
the
person.
shit. Well, but it came from his phone, which is the
You
part.
call them.
I know. I texted him afterwards and said, yo, what the fuck was that? He's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, that link? Was that you? He goes, no. I'm like, how did it come from your phone?
That is weird.
Yeah.
It's good hacking.
That's weird. Maybe he has your Instagrams now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe who?
They tried to get
Right.
everyone to sign up for some
I
investing
know.
app.
And you know,
Yeah.
the funny
I almost did. I was like, Seth was
It
right
did-
about
it-
Dogecoin.
I'm not gonna lie, it did sound like someone similar to you. That's why I sent you the message. I'm
that's
like,
fucked up.
no,
I'm
it
not
sounded
that stupid.
No, but okay.
Also, I would just tell you. And
Yes. The thing is though, it said like my brother did this. I was like, oh, did Steven like for whatever reason
Yeah.
tell you to do something and like now you're doing this?
It was weird.
Part of it just made me think like, oh, I could kind of see Seth doing this. But that's why like I messaged you. I'm like, hey, what is this? I had a couple people ask me, oh, like what's Seth trying to get people into?
yeah.
Yeah, what's the deal?
So people thought it was
super
real.
weird. It was super weird because it was Seth messaged you, and also TIM Pod
Yeah, no,
messaged
that-
you, and I
that-
was like,
that was
that's,
also a sign.
unusual, and they sent me both the same message.
That was also a sign. Dumb by the hacker.
Guess
to
I've got to
do this-
invest $20,000
Yeah.
then.
The hacker was really dumb in that spot.
The one funny thing that came from that
Yeah.
was for about 24 hours or so, even though I could not access my account, for some reason,
So
I
that
could still see
notifications.
notifications. I could see who was talking to the hacker. Oh my god! I will not say. I mean, there has
Send
been
some
some
messages.
dumb
like,
fucking.
Yo!
Yeah.
There's been some dumb fucking responses. Like, no way, dude! I'm about to do it right now. Like, I can't believe that worked.
Wait, have you heard? Did anyone fall for the hack? Did anyone give money?
I don't know if they gave money, but like they were committing to it in the DMs. But then the DM,
be
like
funny.
they would send them to another account,
That'd
which
be
is
funny if then
yeah.
and then it worked.
Yeah.
Well,
and then it was big money.
Yeah.
Well, and the shitty thing is,
Ask your
they
rich
got
friends.
they got a couple people because it's a couple people who I just like refollowed on my personal account. Their account got hacked with the same shit. I'm like, you fucking fell for
Oh,
it.
so they're trying to do more
Oh,
hacking, not actually get
sorry.
money. I thought they were just trying to get money.
I don't know.
No,
Sometimes
That
you
whole
just gotta
day, I
have
was
fun.
fucking changing all my passwords to everything
that does suck. That sucks a lot.
while I was working,
Yeah.
trying to get my Fuck all that. Fuck that hacker. I hope he dies.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's a she?
Fine.
What if it's a baby?
Actually, I don't want to say I hope they die, but fuck you. I hope you get pissed on.
On stage
They
at a
might like that.
concert.
They might like that.
And if you do like it, then I hope you don't get it.
Yeah. And if that's what you want, I hope.
I hope you don't get what you want.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
as
as
far
harsh.
as it comes to being peed on.
right.
I hope you stub your toe.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
That's really bad.
Yeah, and I get a really
Like,
bad
really
paper
bad.
cut that gets infected.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah. Ugh.
okay.
Paper cut on the
Kill
eye.
was a little bit harsh. I backpedal on
I just
that.
want you to have a long suffering pain from your infection.
I want you to always be under a rain cloud.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Seth. We appreciate you being on the podcast. We know you've been itching to be on a
Oh, yeah.
microphone. What would you like to promote or recommend?
Oh man, I had it when I was coming here. Well, I'll just first start. I really truly promote this podcast. As you know, I take some of your bits, but I always give credit. I try to give credit when I do.
Yeah, that was funny when I saw that on Instagram because I admit I was behind on watching your podcast.
That's okay.
But when I saw the clip and you just took like just word for word, it was like listening to myself. You were like, "Yeah, we always ask our guests, is there anything you'd like to promote or recommend?" And it was like, "That's what I fucking say."
To be fair,
That
I
made
feel like
me
that is a
laugh.
question that lots of people do ask, but
I agree.
It was,
I
it
agree.
was plagiarism. It was vocal plagiarism.
You gotta change up a word a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta
yeah,
mix it up a
well, it's
little.
because you guys set such a good example. But for real, when you guys don't drop podcasts weekly, I get pissed because I like your podcast. It makes me laugh. Oh fuck, there was something I wanted to fucking. Oh, I always gotta promote this. Well, it's two-part. One, I promote using music as therapy. Not just like if you're happy playing fun, like good music, but even if you're sad, playing some like sad music to kind of help you explore those thoughts. And that kind of is like a segue into my favorite artist to help me do that is Kid Cudi. He just dropped a new documentary on Amazon called A Man Named Scott. About an hour and a half. Really fucking good. Gives some good insight into his career and his personal journey from like 2009 all the way to now. Has some good testimonials from like Kanye West, Tim Chalamet, A$AP Rocky, just a bunch of people he's worked with. And it was really good. Got me emotional. So
that's good.
Yeah,
we know you love
that's
Kid
what I would
Cudi.
recommend.
Would you say you're Cudi's number one fan?
No. He's got because I follow.
You got crazy fans that like have fan accounts and
You're his number one sane fan.
You're up
Maybe.
there.
I'm up there.
You're like you're a top tier regular fan.
I'm up there. Yeah, I'm up
You
there.
have a cat named Cudi.
Yeah, I do, and he's really cute. But I mean, I follow a lot of different people who are in the Cud Life like fandom group, and there are some crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, some people go nuts.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that for really anybody.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So you're not like a stan. You're more of like a stew.
No, I'm a stan.
You're not stan level,
but I'm not like a fucking maniac.
Not like a Dido.
I don't know what that is.
Days come cold, I'm wondering why.
Don't get him started.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know the song "Stan" that made the phrase "Stan" by Eminem?
Oh, by Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, I can't recognize it when you're singing it. Sorry.
Okay. I sing it just like Dido.
We appreciate you guys listening and tuning into the podcast. You, of course, can like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell notification button. Make sure you're doing all of that. You can follow us on Instagram at A Pizza My Life Pod. You can, of course, find us on Facebook as well. Like us on Facebook. And, of course, on Twitter at APML Pod.
You guys have a TikTok yet?
We're on all the socials. We're not on TikTok, but maybe we will be someday. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. I mean, if we can't even commit to doing this weekly. I don't have a million hours in the day. You can, of course, email us at apmlpod@gmail.com. If you email Seth's podcast, he just emails you back. It doesn't become a question or anything on,
I do email
on
you
the
back.
podcast. He just shoots you an email back and answers your question.
Thanks for the feedback.
I was like, no, you could have used this on
Well,
the podcast.
because the questions I've only received a few and they weren't really like
But that
relevant to my show.
That was another thing that made me laugh because you were like, you posted on Instagram and you were like, I want fucking questions in this email, man.
Yeah, questions.
I want questions. And I said you were like a perfect question for the podcast, and then you just emailed me back and you were like, this is a really good question, and yada yada yada.
Good question, thanks.
And I was like, that's not what I thought would happen.
Well, okay, I'm forgetting your question now, but I feel like if it doesn't like fit the show, then I'm not going to ask it. Plus, usually the show's determined on what the guest wants to talk about.
It was such a good
but
question.
that is kind of funny.
We're gonna find this right now.
Yeah, I'll do that because I
Dude,
got
I
it
gotta
right here.
pee. I thought we were ending this fucking show.
Oh man, I asked
This guy.
what movie had a big impact on your life? And is there one that you can single out or that you can keep going back to that taught you some good life lessons?
I gave you a nice, thoughtful response.
You
About
did.
a boy.
Great response.
Am I right?
Say
Is
it on the
about a boy?
podcast.
Huh?
Is it about a boy?
The fuck is that?
What's the one with Timothy
A Beautiful
Chalamet?
Boy?
Beautiful boy.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. I might have said 2.
You said beautiful boy, and yeah.
I figured he would say that.
Yeah. Oh, and the pursuit of happiness. You mentioned it as well.
Good one as well.
Those were the 2. But yeah,
It all links back to Cudi.
I felt like that was a perfect question for your podcast.
I mean,
But here we are.
yeah, but I don't ask myself questions on the podcast. I guess you're right. I could have asked that question to one of my guests. Maybe I
And
will.
then you never mentioned wanting emails ever
Yeah,
again.
because I
after
don't really,
that.
because I don't
Too
really
many.
get. Yeah, because I don't know. I just want people to fucking interact with some of the hard-hitting topics.
You do. It's tough to get those interactions.
That's true.
You want those likes, those retweets.
I need to make shit anonymous. Give me an anonymous
You
reaction.
want those shares. All right, but that's where we will wrap it up. Sean, did you have any last?
I gotta pee
last
so
thoughts?
bad. Let's
All
go.
right. Are you gonna do it on a stage?
If you don't cut this right now, I'm fine.
We'll see you next
Gross.
time.
See ya.
Brendan Fraser.